Hello everyone, and welcome to another horror game I found on Steam called Dagon. A little H.P. Lovecraft inspired visual novel of the same name. Now I believe it's still actually a demo, so it shouldn't actually be it shouldn't be like too long. Maybe like, well, it says around 10 minutes right there on the screen. But yeah, the actual full game doesn't come out to like maybe somewhere around August 20th, I believe. So this is like still a demo, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to check out. So let's see. Thank you for taking the time to check out our demo. Saving is not yet available, but should be able to complete in around 10 minutes. The game is in early stage of development, so please report any problems you encounter on the Steam forums. We also love to hear your feedback, as it will help us improve the final game. We are still working on the VR version. Oh, they're gonna have VR? I might get a headset. Thank you for your patience. Alright. So let's see. Options. Oh, keep down full screen because I had a problem with that before. Alright, so. Wait, definitely not done. Okay, so start game.
I'm writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Oh, really? Something bad gonna happen? Alright, so click. Alright, so I can't move around. Okay, so did I click on this right here?
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Oh, taking those hallucinogenics? I mean, you do you. If they help you get out of your problems. Not really, don't do drugs.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Alright.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Oh, really? Do explain. Alright, so got a pen right there. What's this? Alright, the full version will feature many interesting facts about, among others, the stories of which the game is based, the historical settings, and the author, H.P. Lovecraft. They are scattered around locations, so make sure you look around and try to find them all. The demo features only a couple of facts. You just found the first one. Alright. Morphine, used during the Great War. Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was routinely administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, the World War 1914 to 1918. It was also sold without restrictions until 1914. Morphine became more popular after the inventions of the hypodermic syringe around 1854. Frederick Turner, who first isolated the substance, originally named it morphinium after Morpheus, the Greek god associated with dreams. At the time, Wooden Dragon, Dagon, was published morphine abuse, known as soldier disease, already posed a big problem in the United States. Alright, so that's some lore right there, some lore.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Alright, so we guest on a ship, or are we like prisoners? Alright, so I click over here.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Oh, that's kind of new. I mean, at least they don't actually do that. Right, so. Oh, another one. Found another secret. All right, so Dagon was written around a month after the United States entered World War I. Lovecraft was actively interested in the course. He composed many poems in which he gave encouragement to soldiers and commented on the events unfolding in Europe. He tried to enlist in the army, but even though he passed the physical exam, his mother prevented him from going to war. She has threatened to go to any lengths, legal or otherwise, if I do not reveal all the ills which unfit me for the army. I am Providence, the life and times of H.P. Lovecraft, S.T. Joshi. Alright, okay.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Oh, that's good. I mean, just like castaways. Well, I mean, kind of like castaways, yeah. Alright, so... okay, it's right here.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
That's good. Just don't drink the salt.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Well, that sucks. Well, just remember one thing: don't drink the salt water, unless you have a filter. Well, not filtered, unless you have like a cloth or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Oh, what's right here? Oh, another one. Alright, Dagon was written in July 1917 and first published in 1919 in the Vagrant, an amateur magazine focused on the supernatural. The story was partially inspired by Lovecraft's dream and is the first of his stories that introduced an element from the Cthulhu mythos. Dagon itself, a pagan cult worshipping Dagon, later appeared in the Shao over Innsmouth, one of Lovecraft's most popular stories. Alright, so nothing else. I gotta go over here.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Hey, at least you'll get a good tan. You work on your tanning.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Oh, don't give up. You'll be alright.
The change happened whilst I slept.
Oh? What kind of change?
Its details I shall never know.
Oh.
For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Oh crap, what's that? A giant squid? Okay, so anything around? Just gotta clean this.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
That is pretty disgusting though.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
Yep, pretty much I can see that. It's on its side. At least not broken though, so that's fine. You can still use it.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Yeah, it does look pretty disgusting.
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
That it would.
The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
Wait, what is that right there? Is that like, it's not silverfish, it's something. A sand dollar? No, not one of those. It's something. A horseshoe crab? I think what it is? Horseshoe crabs?
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Oh, that's something. Okay, so I think that's the one that I can click on. Oh, I can still click on the boat. Okay, so what's this right here? Oh, another secret. All right, Dagon seemed to be inspired by Fish Head, a short novel by Irvin S. Cobb about an unnatural affinities between a hybrid idiot and a strange fish of an isolated lake. Supernatural horror and literature. H.P. Lovecraft. Lovecraft's interest in the topic stemmed from his aversion to fish and sea smells. In his own words, I have hated fish and feared the sea and everything connected with it since I was 2 years old. But I cannot recall what earlier experience gave me such a profound and lasting aversion to the sea and seafood. The Dweller in Darkness, Lovecraft, 1927, Donald Wanrai. Alright, so over here. Ooh, it's a squeaking sound.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Oh, and what is that? Do explain.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, the Earth is like that. I mean, that's where volcanoes come from. So, yeah.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
So the ocean is completely like gone. So it's just like the erosion of like the earth that came up, and all the water is gone. Oh, what's this right here? Oh, volcanic eruptions sometimes results in the creations of islands. Yeah, that's what happens. Most of them are transient and erode after some time, but some prove permanent. The plummet's porous rock created when superheated pressured rock is ejected from a volcano can move across long distances and transport barnacles and macrogalli, I don't know what that word is, that cling to it. In 2001, rafts of pumice created during the eruptions of a volcano near Tonga, Polynesia, eventually reached Australia. Okay, that's something.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Okay.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
So you're just gonna sleep all night out here just under your boat? Alright, it's gonna get cold though. Alright, so...
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Well, I mean, they are rotting though, so that kind of would create a smell. But yeah, you gotta like ignore that. So, guess I click over here. Oh, okay, that's the end of it. Okay, so that's the end of the demo. Alright, that was pretty good. I mean, I don't really know much about Dagon, whatever it is, the novel, whatever who it is, but that was a pretty good game right there for the demo. I actually can't wait till it come out. So when it does come out, I'm gonna actually play it. But anyway, if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe for more. Don't sleep on it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.